So we discussed about pattern programs, right? Any doubt in these patterns? Any of these patterns? How we can print this pattern, 8th pattern? To print 1 to 5 number, we can use one loop, right? That is what we used this one, correct? If n is 5, we will print 1 to 5 number. So n is 5 here, so we will print 1 to 5. For that, how can I write a loop here? For and I equal to, we are starting from initial value is 1. Okay, then n is 5 here, right? Okay, 5. I less than or equal to, because 5 is also required. Good. Then I, right? Any doubt? So what we will get from this? Let's try this code in here itself. So okay, what will I get? It is printing in different line because we given ln. So it is printing, right? How can I print this 1 to 5 3 times? Because m is 3 there, correct? M is 3. I have to repeat the same operation 3 times. So I think we already discussed last day, right? We can take a copy of this and keep 3 times, correct? What will I get right now? What we will get right now in different line? Check. All the 1 2 3 4 3 times, all that digits will print in same line, right? Correct? This is the output for this one. N equal to 5 and m equal to 3. But what is the disadvantage of this code? Will it work for any other m value? Will it work for any other m value? If m is 2, I have to change the code, right? If m is 4 or any other data other than 3, I have to update the code, right? So how can I automate it? Like, it should work for all the cases of m. So actually this is again repeating again and again, right? So we can keep this code inside another loop. So what can be that loop? How can I create that loop? For how many times that loop should work? M times, right? Okay, so int, I am taking I here, starting from 1. How many times I should repeat? Equal to m, right? Then m here m is okay. We will take 2 variables also, don't worry. M equal to 5, sorry, n equal to 5 and m equal to 3. Okay, I plus plus. So this loop, how many times this loop will work? How many times this loop will work? M times. What is m? 3. Correct? What is this loop? How many times this loop will work? Here 5 is actually n. Correct? 5 times, right? Okay. So if I am keeping this inside this loop, this will work 5 times anyway. But I am keeping this inside this loop. So how many times in total this loop will perform? How many times this loop will perform in total if I am keeping this inside this loop? So this loop is one time this loop will print 1 to 5 datas, right? If it is repeating for 3 times, we will print 1 to 5, 1 to 5, 1 to 5 in same line 3 times, correct? 1 to 5 datas we will print 3 times in same line, correct? So I will take this from here and we will keep that inside that loop. But one thing we have to change is what? All the I variables of inner loop we will change to j, because nothing, we cannot use the same variable for inner loops. For parallel loops I can use the same variable. Parallel loops means what? One loop, after that another loop. Correct. Inner loop means what? Inside one loop we have another loop. So I cannot use the same variable for outer loop and inner loop. So I am changing here all the inner loop variables as j. So different variable I am using, that's it. So how much time this loop will perform right now? Like what will be the output of this code? What is the expectation? For I equal to 1, how many time this loop will perform? I equal to 1. This loop will repeat, the selected loop. This loop will repeat how many times? 5 times, right? For I equal to 1. Then for I equal to 2, how many times? Again 5 times. I equal to 3, again 5 times. I equal to 4, I equal to 4. What is the condition of I? 3. So my I value is 4 right now. How many times this loop will perform? 0. It will not come inside this loop, right? What is the condition? I is 4 right now. I less than or equal to 3. Condition true or false? True or false? 4 less than or equal to 3. False, right? So we will come out of the loop. So our outcome will be what? This will be printing 3 times. Because 1 to 5 data is printing by inner loop, and that inner loop is repeating 3 times. Getting my point? 1 to 5 is printing by this inner loop. This inner loop we are repeating how many times? Louder. Understanding? Any doubt in this? For I equal to 1, j will print 1 to 5 datas. For I equal to 1, j will print 1 to 5 datas. For I equal to 2, j will print again 1 to 5 datas. I equal to 3, j will print 1 to 5 datas. I equal to 4, we will not print anything because loop is, condition is not matching. We will come out of the loop. Any doubt? Now can I give any number of datas here? So how many times this will perform? How many datas will print in this loop? So how many datas will print? If I am taking one data, one j data as one data, j data, like one number as j data, then how many j datas will print? 30, right? 3 into 10. Because each time I am printing 1 to 3, 10 times. So total 30 datas are there, right? Is that working? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So understanding what is nested loop? This is nested loop, right? One loop inside another loop. Nested for loop. So if I have to print these items, each item 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, this I have to print in different line. 1, 2, 3 in same line, another 1, 2, 3 in same line, in that way. How can I make the change here? Here. Correct? What will I get? All the datas are printing in one line, like separate line. I need to get 1, 2, 3 in one line, in another line 1, 2, 3, again another line 1, 2, 3. This is the idea I have to implement here. what change I can make here. So this is not the thing, I will change it. After first, so inner loop, call it as inner loop. This is inside, right? This is outer loop. So after inner loop, if we are giving ln, what will I get? So what is the use of this loop? What we will get from that loop? 1 2 3, right? One time. After printing that, if I am saying next line, next data will go to the next line, right? Again I will print what in that line? 1 2 3. Understanding? Everyone? So the selected loop will print 1 2 3. After printing 1 2 3, we will keep a next line. So what we are getting right now? All 1 2 3 in separate lines, right? How many rows are there? If this is a pattern, how many rows are there? How many rows are there? 3 row. What is row? Yes. How many rows are there? 10 rows are there. How many columns are there? 3 columns are there. So which loop is helping to print 10 times, and which loop is helping to print, or which loop is helping to print row, which loop is helping to print column? Inner loop is focusing on what? Row or column? Columns. Correct? Inner loop is helping column or focusing on column. Outer loop? Rows. So 10 rows are getting here in the answer. Right? We can consider M is row, N is column, number of column. Like if we are considering a pattern, in like for this pattern we have row and column values, right? Correct. So your outer loop always will focus on rows, number of rows. Your inner loop will focus on columns. Getting my point? So we printed 1 2 3 1 2 3 this pattern, right? Okay, this 8th pattern, right? Okay, how we can print this 9th pattern? See what idea right now I given, this you can use in second set. The idea which I given here right now, that you can use in second set. What is second set? All the patterns are in different row and column, right? Row and column concept. So you can relate your column you are focusing with the outer loop, and row you are focusing with the outer loop, and column you are focusing with inner loop. So in using that idea you can perform any second set programs, patterns. Okay, so any doubt in this one right now? What change I have to make here to print this pattern, selected pattern? Come on fast. Okay, M equal to 5. Here it is 5, right? Okay, sorry. N equal to 5, M equal to 3. Correct. So what I will get actually? DE. Correct. So to get this pattern, so I am saying I need a space in between these patterns. So how can I make changes in this loop to get this pattern? Actually this loop is for what? For printing the 8th one. But concept wise it is same, right? What change we have to make here? Think. Empty string? Where? Make it clear. Print which? This one? Okay. Really? Really? Sure? A to Z I have to print without space, and after that I will add this space. Where? Here. Tell me, I don't know. Inside the first loop. Okay, outer loop. Outer loop. Okay, for outer loop, this print statement you are saying. Which line? Line number you can say, right? Achha, 2 for loops are there. Which for loop? Inner for loop. Okay, inner for loop. Huh. What I have to change? After J plus plus? Here. Then here 64, correct? Then oh you. Yes. Then but will I get this space? Where? After the inner for loop or after here? That is what you have to think it, right?
Here after this remove element.
So what is the use of this loop? Tell me, what is the use of this loop? To print 1 to 5, and we are actually what we are printing A to E, correct? This loop is working for 1 to 5 and it is printing A to E, correct? In between A to E, do I have to give any spaces? Then where we have to give the space? After printing this one time, right? So where we will give? Instead of ln, correct? Understanding? Everyone? No. What is the use of this one, this loop? Okay, so in between this ABCD, do I have to print space? No, right? So I don't have to give the space here. Getting my point? Getting my point? Everyone? I don't have to give the space here because if I am giving that after each data, I will get the space. But that is not my case, right? What is my case? Where I have to print this space? After printing A to E. A to E is printing in this loop, right? So after this loop means we will print A to E data. So there we will give space. Even in next line operation also, where we are giving that next line? Here, right? ln. If I have to get the data in next line, I will print this next line after the inner loop, correct? Getting my point? Everyone? So here we don't need this next line operation, only space is required because our focus is to print this pattern. Let's run the program. Are we getting the pattern now? So we given the space here. This loop will print A to E. After printing A to E, it will print one space. Then again it will print A to E. Then after that we will print one space. Getting my point? Everyone? Any doubts? So can you print this pattern now? For this pattern we have to make some changes. This is not the actual, like we have to make some changes for printing that pattern. What are the changes I have to make? So right now we are printing 10th pattern. How we can print 10th pattern? So 1 is printing, 2 is printing 2 times, 3 is printing 3 times. So actually what is the case? N is printing n times, right? So if I is 1, I is 1. How many time my J loop should work? 1 time. If my I is 2, how many time my J loop should work? How can I make that condition? J less than or equal to I. Correct. Getting my point? So consider I value is 1. I is 1. Condition true or false? Fast. True or false? Everyone, can you please answer? Okay. So what is the value of J? J is 1, right? Condition satisfying or not? I is also 1. J is also 1. Equal to is there, right? Condition is true. What we will print? Okay, what we have to print? I or J? I. Okay, we will discuss about that also. So we will print what? 1, correct? Again so next time the J value will become 2, right? 2 less than or equal to 1, satisfying or not? We will come out of the loop. We don't have to do anything here actually, so I am removing. So we will change I value, correct? I is right now 2. I is 2. We will come into this. Okay, condition is satisfying or not? Satisfying, right? So we will come inside this J loop. J is 1. 1 less than or equal to 2. True or false? 1 less than or equal to 2. True. We will print what? What is the I value right now? We will print 2. Then again J will increment. What is the update in J? 2. Correct. 2 less than or equal to 2. True or false? We will print what? Again I value 2. Next time J will increment 3. Satisfying or not? 3 less than or equal to 2. Not satisfying, right? We will come out of the loop. What change in I? 3. Satisfying or not? M is 3, right? Satisfying. We will come to J. J is 1 right now. 1 less than or equal to 3. What we will print? I value. What is I value? 3. Again 2 less than or equal to I. 3 less than or equal to 3. Correct. True. We will print again 3. Again 4 less than or equal to 3. False. We will go and update I value. Correct. We are coming out of this loop, so there is nothing else to perform. We will go and update the I value. What is the update in I value now? 4. 4 less than or equal to 3. True or false? We will come out of the outer for loop. What we are getting in output? So here actually we don't have to focus on these different things, because we only using M here. Are we using N here? Understanding my point? Because in this program only one thing is there. N will print N times. So only one data is enough. The data which we are using here is M. That's it. I can use any variable, right? Getting my point? So here we used M. So it will work for 3 times. First it will print 1 time, 2 time, 3 time. Done. So if we are giving, okay, we will run this program now. So N we are actually not using. That you are understanding, right? Are we getting the answer? So if I am giving here, instead of M, I am giving 10. What will I get? Let's take 6. 6 will print how many times? 8. How many times? Is that correct? So remaining all will be correct only, right? Getting my point? So 10 will print 10 times. Correct? So are you understanding how to print this pattern? Yes. Yes. We have to declare any data, any variable we have to declare. You can declare here also. Okay, you can declare comma I equal to 1, anything. We can update the value here then afterwards.
If you declare before the for loop, you don't want to.
Again, we don't have to declare it because one data we can declare it one time only, right? No need of declaring twice. So you can update the code like this in this way. The advantage of doing this part, this item will be like after the loop also you can access ing after the loop.
If you declare that
Inside, then you will not get this here. So here I am printing the value of ing. What will be the data I am going to get here? What will I get here?
One space one. One space two. Two space two.
Where I am printing? Where I am printing this?
Out of the inner.
Out of the outer for loop.
With the inner.
After this loop, right? So what will I get?
one space one,
Why?
I equal to 1. Yeah.
This loop will work or not?
No.
This loop will not work. Huh? Why? I given like this. Tell me what will be the output in this line. Go through that program and tell me what will be the output in that line. You can take some time, no problem, but tell me the right answer. What is your expectation of this value, this output? Okay, let's try. Right? 11 space 11. Why it is 11 space 11? When this condition will exceed, when this loop will exceed, value of I becomes greater than m. M is 10. Greater than m is what? 11. When this loop will exceed, when j value is greater than I, and I value is changing every time. What is the maximum value I can contain? 10, right? Inside the loop. So when j is greater than 10 means what? J value will become 11. Correct. So at last when it comes out of this loop, I value and j value will be what? 11. Then only it will exceed the loop, right? That's why. Any doubt in this? Okay, so I have to print this 1 in one line, double 2s are in second line, triples 3s are in fourth line. How can I make the change? After the inner for loop, in different line, right? I am saying in different line. So print ln. Correct. So this will print n times. 1 time, 2 time, 3 time. Correct. This loop will print n times. And we are giving a next line operator after that inner loop. What we will get here? What is this pattern? What is this pattern? You can consider this till 9 because 10 again contains 2 digits, so it will not fit here. So consider this one. What is this? Right angle, increasing right angle, right? It is increasing 1 by 1. So increasing right angle triangle. Correct. How we are printing this pattern? With the same logic, right? Are we using any different logic here? No, the same logic whatever we are using for printing the data in different line. Same we are using. So here each time this loop. So I can also give you one idea. So like I am going to change one thing here. I will print till 9. Okay, so I changed that equal to, right? So it will not print 10. I will print 1 to 9 datas. So what I am getting here? Okay, where is 1? What happened to 1?
I is 1 and J is 1.
So here equal to is required. So 1 to 9, correct? 1 to 9. This is increasing right angle triangle. Okay. Here I am printing 1, 2, 3, 3 times. So can you tell me how many rows and columns are there for this look, this pattern? How many rows and how many columns are there? 9 rows and 9 columns, correct? But in this side it is not printing anything, right? In this side it is not printing anything. Otherwise we can consider a square, 9 into 9, right? 9 row and 9 columns are there, so square we can consider. In this area we are not printing anything. Okay, so can you tell me the position of this in row and column wise? Row is 1, column is 1. Here row is 2, column is 1, and this one row is 2, column is 2. Getting my point? So here what we are actually printing in each row and column? In each row we are printing row value. In each row, this is the first row, we are printing row value. This is the second row, we are printing only row values, correct? Row value is 2. Here what is the row value? In all the columns what we are printing? Row value, correct? 3 is the row value here. Here what we are printing? 4 is the row value, and that row value we are printing in all the values of j. Here j is 1, j is 2, j is 3, j is 4, correct? For all the value what we are printing? I value. Getting my point? Getting my point? Everyone? Here, which row is this? 7th row. Here j is 1, right? For all these values, row is 7. For all these value, row is 7. J values are different, correct? J value is starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, correct? For all the j value, what we are printing here? I values, correct? For all the row, we are printing I values, row values. I and row you can just consider as same. Column and j is you can consider column and j as same. For all the column values, you are printing I value here, row value here, correct? Can you tell me the position of this one? 6, 4. Getting my point? So for all the row, we are printing the row value. If I am saying to print 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what change you can make here? So in that case, what you are actually printing? 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually what you are printing in that case? For all row and column value, which data you are printing? Column values you are printing. Getting my point? I will show you that in Notepad. So here the row values are what? Correct? Column values are what? Correct? So what we are actually printing in each row? Correct? Any doubt? Any doubt? So if I am saying print this data, so actually what you are printing, tell me. Understanding? So what change you have to make in your code to get this data? So what we are printing in each row? Column data, right? So in like what change you can make to get the data here? Print done. Like you can consider that is that in row and column idea, or you can consider that in this for loop idea. Anything you can use, whatever is easy for you, that you can choose. So can you do all the pattern programs right now, whatever they're in set 2? So what we were discussing, what is this pattern? It is a increasing right angle triangle, right? How can I make this as pyramid? How can I make this as pyramid?
You have to add spaces.
So how many spaces I have to add? Where should I add space? Yes. So I will take this into, okay, here it already it is there. Copy. How many spaces I required for printing this as pyramid? In between all the data also we can use spaces, so that it will come as a pyramid format. So this is enough. Tell me, how can I print this pattern? This is my pattern. First of all, it will not be easy for you, so let's consider stars are there. We will print the star first, then we will focus on printing the space. How can I print this star? What is this star? How many times this star is printing? Consider only that star pattern. No need of considering this number. Consider only that star pattern. How many times the star is printing? Okay, so first of all, so to print this pattern, what can I use? To print this pattern, what can I use? Like, how can I write the for loop here? Our outer for loop is always focusing on the rows, right? How many rows are there? 5. Here? 4. So we will go for 5 because our actual goal is to print this pattern, right? Actual goal is to print this pattern. So how many times outer for loop should perform? 5 times. I equal to starting from 1, then I less than equal to 5, n will be 5 there, or I am giving 5 directly. I plus plus, then This is for outer for loop, which means row. We are focusing on the row. Then what about inner for loop to print the star? Where I am starting first? 1. Where I am stopping? How can I give the condition? J less than or equal to? No. Not I. Not n. Like here we are using int n also. N is 5. Here it is n. Why n minus I? What is n? 5. How many time I am printing? 4. What is I value? 1. How can I get the last j value? N minus I, right? So in this way we will find out the relation between the row and column. So we can give here what? N minus I. Then j. Every time what we are doing? 1, then 2, then. So what is the difference? Change. Then what we will print? Star, right? Correct. Let's try this program. Yes. After this line, we have to print the remaining thing where? In next line. After one full loop of inner for loop, we have to print what? ln. Correct. Okay. Any other things are required here? What will I get right now here? Any idea? What we are getting? Why we are not getting that 4?
Instead of
J less than j less than n also it will no j less than no n is always same, right? N will not change. So every time it will work for 4 times. We don't have to work that for 4 times every time. First time it is 4, then 3, 2, 1. It should change, right? Equal to. So if I am giving just n here, how many times this j loop will work? Always it will work for 4 times, right? I am saying if I am giving n here, how many times my j loop will work? Every time it will work for 4 times. But what we required, first time it should work 4 times, then 3, then 2, then 1, correct? So equal to we missed last time. So this will print what? Getting that output. So tell me, like right now we don't have to focus on this star. We will focus on the numbers. In first row, how many data I am printing? Second row, 1 and 2 with a space. So here also I can consider a space. There is nothing, not much difference, right? 1 space, 2 space. Then 1 space, 2 space, 3 space. How can I print this number? 1 space, 2 space. You don't have to focus on this right now, because already we have the logic for printing this part. So now our focus should be on the numbers, just the number and space. How can I print? Okay. How can I write the this for loop for that one? So tell me, how can I update this item to get that number? For
Put J plus N.
int j equal to where I am starting 1, then j less than equal to I, correct? I, right? How many data I will print in first row? 1 data. How many data I will print in second row? 2. So it is depends on what? I, row. It is depends on row, right? In first row I will print 2 times. Second row I will print, no, first row I will print 1 time. Second row I will print 2 times. Third 3 times. N into n times, like n times. Correct? That logic. So here I j plus plus. Then what we will print inside this one? What we have to print? Tell me. Every time what we are printing? I, first row I will print 1. Second row I will print 1 and 2. Third row I will print what? 1, 2, 3. So are we printing I data everywhere? We are printing j datas, correct? So j. After j, space. Any doubt? Understanding or not? So this outer for loop is already created, right? In our program here. This outer for loop is already created, right? This thing is also already created, right? See, this one and outer for loop is already created, right? Where we are printing this pattern, before or after this next line? Before or after this next line? Before, right? So this code should be after this inner for loop, before this print statement. Yes, parallel. This is parallel loop, right? 2 parallel inner loops are there. 2 parallel inner loops are there. System.out.print j we are printing with this. So we combined both logics. Here this logic is for printing the star. This logic is for what? Printing the numbers. What will I get right now as a result? Getting that result. Can we remove this star and instead of star can we print space? How? What we are getting right now? Pyramid. That is what I said. If you are focusing on that order, 1 by 1 order in that set 2, you can easily print any pyramid patterns. Correct? If you are trying to do that for the first time, you will confuse how many star, how many space, how many numbers, what to do. This confusion will be there. Getting my point? Everyone. So are you able to print a pyramid pattern right now? For printing the pyramid pattern, we can consider this spaces as stars, so that we can focus on printing the star logic and number logic separately. Focus on printing star logic and number logic separately. So the combination of star and print logic will create the pyramid logic. Of these two loops these two logics will give you the pyramid pattern. You can just replace stars with space. All stars you can replace with a space. I have created the array. Sir, user can give any element. I have to find out the maximum element in this array. How we can find out what will be the logic? Consider this is my example. What is the logic? Like what logic I can implement to find out the maximum data in this array? Reminder, percentage to find out the maximum data in this array. Correct. So I will keep one variable. I will keep one variable for keeping the max data, and the first time I will take the very first element of the array. What is the very first element of the array? What is the very first element of this array? 12, right? 12 I will directly take. How can I take that 12? Array of 0, correct? It will be 12 here. Because I don't know any other data, first I am focusing on the very first data. I am saying this is my max. Then how can I find out the, using this technique, I can go to the next element also, right? I will compare with that. Is the array element is greater than max? Now 1 greater than max? No. We will go to the next element. 24. Is this element greater than max? So every time our focus should be on what? Keeping the max element in max variable. Correct. So what is the condition here we are using? Array of I greater than max. If it is true, then max equal to array of I. This is the logic, right? So if I am going through each element of the array with this logic, at last what will I get in max? 24, right? Understanding what I am saying? Everyone. First data blindly we are taking as the maximum data. Then we will check every time. We will start from the, like, we don't have to again check with the first data, right? We will start from the second position, which means index 1. From index 1 we will check if it is greater than the max value. I will update the max value because I have to keep max value in that variable. So that logic will help us to get 24 in our max variable, and I can directly return that max variable from that method. So help me to create that method here. Public static. What we will return from this method? Correct. Then get max. Then how many data required for performing this operation logic? 1, right? Int array, right? Int array of, I can give any name. Okay, then int max, because I need the variable to store. What I am storing as the first element of, for the first time, what will I initialize with the in max? ARR of 0. 0 is already taken from the array. I don't have to take that 0 again. So 4 I will start from where? Int I equal to 1. Then less than array dot equal to is not required. Array dot length, or if I am using equal to, I have to keep here -1. Same, right? Then I plus plus. Then if max less than anything we can use, max less than or ARR greater than, ARR of I greater than max, then we will update max equal to ARR of I. If only one statement is there in print in this if condition, only one statement is there in if condition, I don't have to specify the block of code. If only one statement is there. If I have multiple statements in my if condition, I have to implement block of code. If only one statement is there, I can remove. Even if you are using, no problem. I will use, no problem. Then any other things required in this loop? This is enough, right? Then at last return max. Any doubt in this logic? Any doubt in this logic? What we are doing, blindly we are taking the first data as max value. Then we will go through each elements of the array. Check whenever, if I am check if I am finding any max element in the array. So I will update that value as max value. I will go through each element of the array. Every time I will compare my max value with the array element. If I am finding array element is greater, I will update my max, because my max variable I am using for what? Storing the max data. That is a logic, correct? So this will give us what? How can I print the data? How can I print the max value? So we will give 5 array elements, 1, 2, 3. We are getting max as. For finding min, what logic I can use? For finding min, what logic I can use for finding min? Same, I will take the very first data as min. Correct? Same, I will take the very first data as min. Then I will compare with all other elements. What will I compare? Is my array element less than min? Because every time smallest value I will keep in min. So if I am finding any element is smallest, I will keep that in min. So what will I get from this method? Anything else to be updated in this? No, right? Okay, so what will I get in that? Maximum value is what? Minimum value is what? Any doubt? How can I find the second max? Second max. Second max means what? What is the second max in this? 233. How can I get that value? So I am just taking a copy of this logic. Logic is really simple, right? Even if you are applying this, finding the maximum element in an array or in a number, digits, maximum digits in a number, any maximum concept, this will be the logic. You just have to change this logic according to the situation. Situation can be array or number or string also you can consider. Max we cannot say actually. Like finding occurrence, if I am finding an occurrence of digits in a number, or here also elements in an array, occurrence of elements in an array, occurrence of character in a string. If we are taking that example, there also the logic we will apply will be same. We don't have to create a different logic for that program, different logic for this program. Getting my point? Logic will be same. You have to focus on how to implement. That's it. Okay. So what we have to do? So we will find out the logic for finding the second maximum number. How can I find out second maximum number? Logic will be slightly different. Get second max. Okay, so how many variables are required to find out the second max? So this will give max only, right? How can I get second max? Okay, we will take one example. This is our example. So first I am taking this one. Blindly I am taking this as my max data. Max. Okay. Then I will go to the second data. First I will check this data, the value which I am holding right now in max is less than the array element or not, or array element is greater than the max or not. Both are same, right? So array element greater than max. That means what? I have to change my max. Correct? Here the situation is not satisfying in that way. Array element is not greater than this value. Okay, we will take another example. So this is wrong. We will discuss about that. We have not updated that data. So first data we are blindly taking as max. One is max in this array, and we will go and check with the next data. So we are using two variables. One is for max, one is for second max. Max is set as first data of the array. Second max we will set as 0. So first time we have taken this as max. Second we will focus on this one. We will compare 23 with 1. So do I have to change any value in max? Array element is greater than max, right? So I have to update max. So can you tell me what is the second max right now? The previous max data is second max, right? Getting my point? If I am updating max means what? I am finding a bigger value than max. Correct. So that max is right now what? Second max. Getting my point? Understanding? Everyone. So here I am finding number 3 is greater than max. That means the previous max value is second max right now, and the new max value is 23. Okay. So what I will update if I am finding, so my case is what? I am finding my array element is greater than max. So I will hold max and second max. Max and second max I am holding. Second max is 0. So I am finding my first element. First element is 1. Array element is what? Array element is 23, right? Right now 23. So array element is 23, max is 1. That means can I directly update max? No, because max is now second max. I have to first take that into second max. So I have to, like, two statements are there in this if. So I will start, open the block of code. Then first thing I will do is what? second max equal to max, because I have to store that max. Right now the second max value is there in max, so I have to take that first, then I will update max, otherwise we will lose the data, right? Getting my point, everyone? Then the new array element will be added in max. Any doubt? So this will help us to get the second max. But this is not only the one case, we have different cases, because what if the array element is lesser than max but greater than second max? Getting my point? Consider we have 23, then 20, then these are the data available in our array. So first data we are taking is 1, and we are comparing with what? 23 max. So max I have to update. At that time whatever there in max is second max, so I am taking that into second max, correct? Then I will update this max into 23, correct? Right now max is what? 23. Second max is what? 1. Second max is what? 1. Max is 23. Okay. So consider we are going to next data. Array element greater than max. True or false? False, right? But this data is actually what? Second max. I'm not checking for that, right? So I have to check for that. How can I check? Else if, how can I check? Array element greater than, correct. Understanding? Because there is a case of that. Here I will check, I am checking only for max. If max is updating, second max also will get update. But what if a data is coming and max is not getting updated, but we have to update second max, right? That is why we are keeping second condition. Any doubt in this? So this is clear, I think, right? So next case is what? Array element is not greater than max, but it is greater than second max. I have to update second max. So this condition is required. In this condition what we will do? Do I have to change anything in max? Do I have to change anything in max? No. Then what I have to change? Second max equal to array element. Any doubt? In this also we have some problem. I will show you that problem. First I am taking this into our program. So I am removing this portion. This is what we created, right? Okay. So max is already there. Second max, int second max. Then this condition, where we will keep this condition? Where we have to keep that condition? Here, right? Correct? Understanding why we are giving these two conditions here, everyone? These two conditions we are giving. Okay. We will check whether it is working or not. Give me some 5 datas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What we are getting? Okay, we have to return what? Second max. Okay. Max is 5, second max is 4. Correct? Any doubt? If I am changing the order, if I am giving any random data, give me some random datas. 0, 55, 43, 20, 1. What is the maximum data? 55. 43 is the second max. Okay. But you will get error in this case.
Same.
Yes. So what is the, okay, 1 second, I made a mistake. Okay. Okay, what is the second max number? What is the max number? What is max here? What is second max here? Max is 43. Second max also 43. Why? I should not get that same, right? I have to get the way. So how can I overcome this situation? I am getting here the same data. How can I overcome this situation? Second max means I have to get 23 in my variable, not 43. Getting my case, this is the only one case our logic will go wrong. That also we have to figure out. If where, else if, where we are getting this problem. So we will check that array elements. So first of all, we are taking 1 into max, right? We are taking 1 into max. Second max is 0. I will check 22 and 1. Here I will check 22 and 1. Correct. What is that, true or false? True. What update we will make? Second max is what? 1. Max is 22. We will go for the next data. 22 we are getting here. What is the date comparison? 22 greater than 22. False. We will not perform anything here. We will directly come here. 22 greater than 1. We will update it, right? 22 greater than 1. True. We will update second max. So max and second max is getting same data. So I don't have to keep the same data in second max. So what logic I can write here? Array of I not equal to, correct? No, max. Correct. Max will be already this same value, so I don't have to give that value to second max. Correct. Any doubt? So this will be a perfect code for second max. In any situation this will work and it will give the solution, perfect solution. Understanding max logic, min logic, second max. Can you find out second min in the same way? Any time, like for any logic, don't take the max or, okay, in min also you will find out some problem. We will check that problem. Because you cannot take second min as 0. If it is 0 means that is the lowest data, right? You cannot get the minimum value. That is why we are actually taking the first element as array, like maximum data or minimum data. Because we cannot give, like for finding max it is okay. For finding minimum I cannot give the initial data as 0. Because all other data will be greater than 0. So I will get the minimum data as 0. Getting my point? So find out second min as a method. This is actually using for array. We can use the same concept for number, finding the second minimum digit or second maximum digit in a number, or maximum digit, minimum digit, any logic. This we can implement. Same logic we will implement, but only this portion won't be there because it is not array, it is a digit. So how to extract the digit? That digit we will give here. Remaining max concept and value updation, everything will be same. Getting my point? Any doubt? So try to make this second min logic.